Martin, 1 minute and more.
Yeah, we are live now here.
All right.
Dear viewers, tonight our guest is Tuj Mapior Tuj, the chairperson of the SPLM chapter in Western Australia. We have had a very long day celebrating the 16th May, and Mr. Chairman will deliver a short speech, and from there we will interact in the discussion. Should there be anyone who want to join the forums later, just send me a request and we'll bring you on. Mr. Chairman, welcome. Tuj Mapio Tuj has been chairperson, has a lot of experience. Apart from this, is the chief executive of My Way organization in Australia, and someone who is very patriotic when coming to supporting the movement. He joined the Red Army when he was young, and he took role in the leadership, and we were waiting for him with Mr. Chairman David Tange a while ago, but it is a great day to those who are watching, so please stay tuned. Mr. Chairman, briefly introduce yourself, and if you have any speech to share with the people, and how this day is important to you as an individual and also to members of your party. Thank you.
The host, Luan Relding, thank you so much for organizing this show. I would like to begin by saying hi to all your viewers, and I would like to appreciate your work of initiating discussions like this.
I'm coming, continue.
Okay, the educational activities that you're providing to the community here in Australia and the whole world, worldwide. So that credit should always be given to you, and also your patriotism of always standing with the South Sudanese people, always knowing the history. You're a child of history of South Sudan. And that's what this day is all about. That's what 16th of May 1983, that's what it was about. So I guess what I'm going to shed light on today is not actually a speech as such, but it is a reflection from where we began as South Sudanese people, our struggle, our movement, the young people like me who were children by then, born during the war, grew up during the war, and moved to another countries because of the war. But the good thing that we have today is what all the South Sudanese were fighting for, what they were struggling for, have been achieved. We have a country.
Mr. Chairman, you have been joined by the chairperson, David Tanks. Welcome back again. He had a very long
Yes, David,
day.
how are you?
How are you? I'm very, very good, brother. How are you?
Good to see you, bro.
So
Yeah.
he got some question for you as well. So
Yes, David can ask later on.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, David, I was saying today is a day of reflection. It's a day of, pausing a little bit and then look back into our history, all the things that we achieved in the past, present, and going forward. As somebody who represents the SPLM chapter in WA here, I guess our role as members of the SPLM party in diaspora, that membership has been there for a very long period of time. And our motivations, has been always, it is that patriotism, that we love our country. We were children of war, we grew up in war. We left our families, our homes, our towns when we were very young, children. We went to Ethiopia. And it was because we knew the objective. We knew what South Sudanese were looking for. And that was the motivation. And that was the courage that all of us had. When we moved to countries like Australia, some of us moved to Canada, to US, at places that we came to here, we mobilized, we still have that spirit, that one thing of our identity is the same. We are South Sudanese. Our parents are there. We have siblings, we have brothers, we have a country as South Sudan. So we are part of that history. And wherever we are in the world, we talked about this country because we all contributed. Or this country, the struggle of this country have influenced our lives. And that's why we left our parents when we were young.
You are joined again by Bol Plant.
Yes, welcome.
Yes.
Welcome, Bob. I appreciate your time.
If you have a song to cheer to welcome the two chairpersons,
Yes.
I think that
So
would be
the message to all the SPLM, SPLA patriots, the veteran, the seniors, the young, the current one, we are all happy. We look back into history. Of course, struggles is expensive. When you're looking for something that is really, really reflecting into your dignity, your integrity, your value as a citizen, it was very expensive to get South Sudan. We lost lives. We have moved to many countries. We have been eaten by animals. We have died of diseases. All sort of things. We have been refugees across the world. The world have helped the South Sudanese, the young people, the J Channel, the lost boys today. So the South Sudanese history is a very long civil war in South Sudan. It's known by the whole world. So I guess when we pause today and reflect on where we came from, I think what is important is we are happy because we got a nation, but we still have a lot to do. Our hearts who are in diaspora are always in South Sudan. We want to see our country as the best country. We want to see South Sudanese as the mother of South. We want to see South Sudan as the mother of all South Sudanese who have struggled. The children who born during the war, grew up at the wartime, they are now elders. Those who pass, the mothers, who look after the children, the widows, the veterans, the disabled, those who are still, the president of the country, Kir Mayadit, who kept on throughout and is now the torchbearer of the nation. We want to see this country doing better because it has cost us a lot. So what I want to say, Comrade Luang Rejteng, is to all the South Sudanese who believed and really celebrate the SPLA 16 of May, is actually, we say the past generation have done their job. The generation of Dr. John Garang Mabiu, Carbino Kwanyin, William Nguyen, Rock Thonarok, Dr. Riek Machar, Waniga, name all those people. When I could, the veteran, Paul Manyang, all the commanders, the current leaders, the commander, the generals. You see, they started this movement when they were young. But now time has passed. They have contributed. They have done their job. It's actually a critical time now to pass the torch to the new generations, to the Red Army. The young people who knew that one day they will have their country and they will work hard for that country. I guess this is a critical time, it's a challenging time for all the South Sudanese. Now, what is important is, for people who have shared a struggle together, you don't forget yourself. You don't forget your comrades, people that you have worked hard together, people that you fought one enemy. You've been into all places. You slept in the bush. You were trained as a soldier. You moved the whole corners of South Sudan for one mission with all comrades, with all the 63 tribes of South Sudan. I think we don't want to forget that, because it was that unity, that brotherhood that we had over the last 20 years. Actually, that's what led to the young nation today, South Sudan. So a good human being, a good citizen will always remember that. You remember your friends. You remember your comrades, your citizens, even people who are not directly involved at the front line of the struggle. They are still our brothers and sisters, those who are abroad, those who are in Khartoum. We welcome them today. It is our country, and we want to work hard together. I think that is the meaning of 16 of May. Is of course acknowledging the history. Because if you don't acknowledge the history, then how can you navigate the future? It is very important, because it will help us to understand ourselves as many tribes, as comrades, as citizens, and also it will bring up our nationalism. You see, at that time, from 1983, 40 years, people who were struggling, the soldiers, there were no salaries, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no salary. There was no one who was paid a single cent. But the commitment was 100%. All the civilians, the commitment, all the South Sudanese, in whichever capacity they were, whether at the front lines, with the children, women in the villages, in the refugee camps. We were all committed. And one motto was, one day we're going to have our country where we will have our dignity, we will be happy. The life, of refugee will be the end. We'll go back to our homes, do our farming, build our country, and be proud like any other citizen of the world. That was our dream. Now we have our country. We have seen the challenges that have come in. Yes, of course, when you get a good thing, there are always challenges, there are always risks. So the problem is for us either to focus too much on challenges or to sit down and solve our problems and move forward with building our nation, a nation that has cost many of us. If those who died, over from 1983 and prior to 1983, if they were to return today, if their eyes open and they look at what South Sudanese are discussing today, they will be so upset. They will be very upset because majority of us have lost what they have died for. And if their children, if their wives who are left are not being looked after, there's no brotherhood, there's no sisterhood, there's no, the spirits of the nation, and everyone is left to his or her own struggle, then they will be very upset. Let me give you an example of one country, Ethiopia, where the people who fought very hard, the movement, they had their movement in Ethiopia. When they got their independence, the first thing that they looked at was the families of the veterans, those who struggled, the families of soldiers who were wounded. And they were given support, given homes, their kids were ensured they were going to school, the widows were supported, they were provided anything they want. You see, in South Sudan, we didn't reach even to that point where we have to look at, okay, we have our brothers who we have lost, we have their children, we have their wives, we have so many people who are Maokin, and their capacity to work hard is not there anymore. They need help. We have not gone there. So the problem is going forward as South Sudanese is really to bring that spirit of nationalism back. That is the message on 16 of May always. Let's bring up the spirit of unity, the spirit of love in the country, of working together, of being inclusive, the 63 tribes. If we have seen a leader that is emerging, whether it's from minority, then those are the people we want for the country, for South Sudan, because we want to build South Sudan. You see how we have become refugees everywhere. Now in Kenya, how many South Sudanese, since 1992 when I came to Kenya, there are still South Sudanese who are living in the refugee camps or in some towns in Kenya. That's a very long time. There are children who are born in the refugee camps or in other countries who are now 20 years. They know nothing about South Sudan.
That's true.
So it's time actually to open the country, welcome, everybody. Let the young people who learn a lot of things outside Sudan come to South Sudan so that they start knowing their country. You see, we have received a lot of education. But if knowledge is not guided, if knowledge is not well supported, is not nurtured, then that knowledge can be dangerous and it can be uncontrollable. So the challenge with a lot of young people who grew up during the wartime, who had no mentors, uncles, who can tell them about the history of their country. They learn the history of other countries. They learn education from the West, from everywhere in the world. But they know nothing about their country because education is like a tool. You have to fit it into your own life. We want an education that fits into the life of South Sudanese. That is the education that will take us forward. So, of course, we have a lot of young people with good education. But again, they need that mentoring when they are in South Sudan so that they understand how their knowledge can be applicable to their own people at what level. If, say, for example, today, where I work in Australia, the knowledge I have here in Australia, if I go to South Sudan, I will not expect the same salary that I get, the same kind of, operational level where things are managed, operational systems, accountability. I will not expect that in South Sudan because it is a different country with different capacity. So if I go there, I have to really to see where are the gaps, where can I begin to build something from the scratch, and of course understanding the needs of South Sudanese. I guess this is very important, and our elders need to see that. Look, a lot of people have said this, that during the wartime in Ethiopia, our president, Salva Kiir Mayardit then, they used to come to Judge Ahmed and say, Judge Ahmed, you are the future of the land. What we are doing now, we are using the gun, but you will use the pen to build that nation. You are going to be the builders. You see what is happening today in South Sudan. Sometimes it is critical because a father will not fear. As a father, you don't fear your son. You don't fear your child. As a father, you become proud if your child has emerged as intelligent, knowing a lot of things, asking questions, sometimes wrong questions. As the father, your job is to, yes, you are excited, you have somebody who is actually eager to learn. What you want is to shape that knowledge, to build, mentor young people so that they understand what do we stand for, what is our priority, what do we need to do, what is the understanding of South Sudanese, what is the need of all South Sudanese. So the idea of young people taking over, there's nothing like taking over in a country. But young people are mentored so that they can replace when the next generation are retired. That's what happened. You have seen now there's a lot of elders, general commanders who are retiring. Unfortunately, some are passing away with massive knowledge. Now, do we have young people who they have mentored that can fit their shoes? It might be no. Because we have built that gap between young people who seem to be, their knowledge is a bit scary, they're not disciplined. But again, we are the children that the elders were saying, we are the builders of the country. So I guess the point I want to say, Comrade Raj, is as young people, let us be disciplined and let us respect our history. Let us respect people ahead of us who started this. The generation of Dr. John Garang, they have done a fantastic job. They need to be respected. Even if they didn't have the opportunity for good education like what we have to respect that. What we need is to actually get the history from them, get the wisdom, and then use it to build the nation. And also for them to welcome us. Even if we sometimes use our education to criticize them, but to tolerate that and welcome us into the country and mentor us so that there is good transition. Imagine if all the elders pass today and there's no good transition of knowledge, of wisdom, of history to the young people. What will happen? South Sudan will be chaotic forever. So we need to build that respect, discipline, unity in our work. We need to welcome, like Dr. John Garang, he was the founding leader of this party. He's not here today, but he handed over to other people. So no one is immortal. We never live forever. But we want to contribute at the time that we have the opportunity. We want to do something good and then pass it on. So today is a historical day, and it's for all South Sudanese. You see, we don't want to divide ourselves again. We want to welcome everybody. Look at the composition of the ministers that we have in South Sudan. None of them were in the SPLA, were trained. There are those who came from Khartoum from 1993. They have never joined the other part. But they were wishing one day South Sudan would be a country. After South Sudan was born, as brothers, they were welcome. And they are now strong contributors. They are at the forefront of building this country. So we want to be inclusive. We want to have respect. We want to respect lives. Whether the person is from different tribe, we want to respect human lives. We want to value any South Sudanese across the country, whichever language they speak, whether they're poor, they're rich, they have power or no power. The meaning of South Sudanese to us is an endless identity. We will never be a country of tribes. We will be always South Sudan. We will never be Dinka, we will never be Nuer, we will never be Acholi or Bari. We will be always South Sudanese. So that is my message to the young South Sudanese, the comrades, the veterans, the elders. Let's reflect on our history. Let's look at the present and a plan to go forward. Let's have the same agenda, one national anthem. Let's support each other. Let's not bring a lot of foreign ideas into our own land. We are African. We are South Sudanese. If we have people who are leaders and they don't speak English, let's respect them. English is not our mother tongue. Our first language is our own South Sudanese language. That is the language of our wisdom. That's the language of our leadership. That's the language of our knowledge. So let's not use everything to be foreign, to be English. We speak good English. You know, I got these certificates. That is not what built the nation. The nation is built on good ideas. With respect, share those ideas. Let people who trust those ideas come together, implement, change ideas into things, products, services that help South Sudanese. Let's support our president and his administration, Salva Kiir Mayardit. You see, he's a man who have done a fantastic job. He's one of the founders of this movement, the SPLM, and he stood throughout from the very beginning until today. I think that's a huge credit to President Salva Kiir Mayardit, a man who never hesitated from day one to today. And of course, he has done his job and his time is coming. He will not be the president forever. The torch is going to be passed to other persons. So it's something that we need to see. While he's here, let's help him build the nation. He was, at this time when he was young, he was prepared to be a soldier. And that's what he did. He achieved that. He used his gun to get in his country. That was his gift. So let's support him when it's come to development, technology, systems, fighting corruption, good governance. He needs support so that we can go forward, so that we have some achievements. And that's how we need all to, that's how we want to work together. Let's support each other. See, there's a story that is said by revolutionaries that one time there was somebody by the name Liro. Liro was a leader at his time. That was in one of the African countries. I will not mention the country. That was during the British colonialism time. So this guy, Liro, when the British were in Africa in his country, he was a leader. He did not see what were the problems with the British invasion into his country. So he supported them. And he took his time, he relaxed. He didn't see anything, that there was no problem. And the other people who saw the invasion of British as a concern, because a lot of African countries started the movement, wanting their independence, struggles, even armed struggle, demonstrations. Liro kept silent. Liro never thought of anything serious. Why? What is the importance of independence? We are independent. So people say Liro slept during the time of revolution. He didn't, put his contributions to people who are doing the right thing for the future of the country. So Liro slept. He let the revolution past him. People say he slept through the revolution. And 20 years later, after the British left, the people that he used to see as not doing anything, he saw now they become the new government of the country. So he woke up when the country was governed by his own African fellows, and he said to them, "What happened?" Then he was told, "Liro, you slept. You slept through the revolution, and now you woke up at the time when the African have their own country." So the point I want to say is, during this struggle of the SPLM movement, we had people who slept during the revolution. We have people who are not with President Kirmayar, Dr. John Gandamabu, William Yuan, Kwanyin Bo, Rokton Arok, Dr. Liam Machar, Waniga. Not everyone was with them when they were really carrying on this revolution. There were people who slept in Khartoum, snoring. And those people, they went to bed, they slept when Limeri was the president, the prime minister of Sudan. And they woke up when Dr. John Garang was the first vice president of South Sudan. And then they opened their eyes when Salva Kiir Mayardit was the president of South Sudan. Again, we said we welcome those people, they are brothers and sisters. But they slept through revolution, through good time. So the point I want to put across is we are the young people of South Sudan who are the future. We don't want to sleep. We want to work hard for our country. We want to knock doors. We want to contribute. We want to build that country in different ways. We want to also acquire knowledge and experience from people who've been through the revolution from day one, like President Salva Kiir Mayar and all the other generals. We want to share their wisdom and experience and the resilience that they've shown for many years. And then if we get that, we will be well prepared to lead this country, that young nation, into the future. So again, this day is the day of comrades. It's a day of one spirit. It's a day of celebrating the achievements, reflecting on our unity, reflecting of our history, brotherhood, and moving forward as one nation. I think that's what 16th of May is all about. It's the identity of South Sudanese. It's the identity of the citizen of South Sudan. It's about our dignity, our values together. So we need to love ourselves. We need to work together. We need to encourage each other. Let's not criticize. Let's not use unhappiness to distract us from building this country. So, comrades, that's my message for everyone who's listening. It's a day of reflection. It's a day of unity, and let's move forward and support each other. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Let's go for a break, and then we will welcome Bol.
This is Radio SPLM, the voice of the Sudanese Revolutionary Armed Struggle.
Thank you so much. To those who have just joined, our speaker is the chairperson of the SPLM chapter in Western Australia, Tuj Mapior Tuj. That was a great message to the audience. And I think those who will miss out will continue watching it through the YouTube later. Before we welcome the chairperson of SPLM in Australia, Bolding, in case we have any song to share with us, and we acknowledge all the effort that you have put in mornings, time, and your money, using your card, you are now from Nakuru. Before you could go, if there is a song, you can put it direct. Thank you.
Okay. Ambula twing din da tami. Bae junuba jaban jalwan yong walk monyu bae pioria monyu bae jala lokurum anythang diktor jona jaban jalwar yong wa monyu bae pioria monyu bae jala lokurum anythang kanagat jupiang na toko wo pelway kanagat jatim na toko wo pelway kai junuba jaban jalwar yong walk monyu baye pioria monyu baye jala lokor manythang diktor jore jiban jalwar yongwa monyu baye pioria monyu baye jala lokor manythang dan gat piang na toko wo pelwe tiom dan sudan lam dan sudan na wi sadik burjwa baglo itong twenga chuben wi tiom dan sudan tiom dan sudan lam dan sudan kana wi sadik burjwa baglo twenga chuben wi tiom dan sudan kine ja gang wara gang ko twenga wan ke tor kuma je liu ibanti kale kada ka chika ma chero ma chigem sadik dia wara da ba dia wi manyu ken twan sadik o ga je dan diktor ya wonu ken twan sadik o ga je dan diktor luka luk piny luka luk nyal luka ngi tuwa luka ngi shap o ga je dan diktor kumin pa abelu tigit kwa mere tigis garnet gadam ya shabab shabab na mata za terila wen terila jagir wante masara mayabul dakal na bibor legida burjuazin jara leran gatiba komondo dakalna bi bole gida burjuazin jara neran katiba komondo dakalna bi bole gida burjuazin jara neran katiba komondo um I piang yana pet.
Yes. What
Okay.
about Kirechetiang? How, can you tell us a bit about Kirechetiang?
Yeah,
Uh,
better music. Okay, dia tok yene kire
Okay.
chetiang
Yeah.
yan kir yan ke choy ye ke chak a che yarin poli ke chol wer alir piu ken ke kulotin wi chagona wata ke in wa tin ku dag ku ka chi yin wo emin ngirin ke kir ken uh wer ano ke ti tin ku ke ka jwe ai rom tin ku chenge ke en pandin ye lela banyala garak ke nom tu me jarit ku ka pe nom tu me jarit en ku jote na chele wujut uh, Dr. John a chu wo be be ku ka chi kwa je chi ke te me chare be chi te maret ko ke na re ba ke le wo gudu be ba de diel be ku je ben to nke min yen yelwel arin kwan pa kire che tiang uh, kurani jol our president General
Salva.
Kirmayadi
Mm.
ran piedret yelwel la Sudan ka ce piny bene liu ka ci jog garang ma biur. Sudan ka ce piny bene liu ka ci jog garang ma biur. Na jak ka banye lo garak temeten ka banye lo garak na tem ka banye lo garak tom ko ka banye lo garak na men ka ci ben tola kir kir je tiang dut kang ni. In kwan piat kir je tiang Bainda kira tiang dur kang nim, kira tiang dur kang nim. In kuan piat kira tiang, kira nong ichal ku ka nong inyang, ku ka nong irawo ki luan kira tiang dur kang nim. In kuan piat kira tiang, lingke bar kira tiang dur kang nim, kira tiang dur kang nim. In kuan piat kira tiang. So din kin area de luai ku je arin kin ga isha. Ayen
Okay.
inti
We will save your card. We will welcome the chairperson because you have been with us for a very long time, and we are really concerned of your time and
That's good.
credit that you're
Mm.
using.
Yeah.
So thanks so much. Yeah.
Lual,
Uh,
Comrade Lual, first of all, I want to again acknowledge you, brother, for your contribution to the cause of the nation. And I want to acknowledge Comrade Tuch. Comrade Tuch, how are you?
I'm good every time.
Long time, brother. Long time. Long time.
I hope
Everybody
you're
is
keeping well with
here.
your family and health. You're feeling better,
Yeah.
right?
You see, Peter Lual, trust me,
you-
brother. I was given a call on your second program, and I watched it. You know, the second part, I was sleepy and I was in the bed, the same
yeah.
where I'm actually sitting now.
Yeah.
Eh? And the members of the executive, eh? Yeah, those of the Nyon Madut and James Mangar and Andrew Ede, they were calling me that when I was talking, it looked like I was sleeping, like I was not concentrating. And for sure, I was not. I was not because, brother, I have not slept yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I have not slept. I'm telling you. And I told them that I call you, and I with the video, and the way I was talking, I was out of the tracks. So to be honest, let me acknowledge you, Peter Lwal, as you as a person, huh? And then also acknowledge the presence of my comrades, Twitch, comrade Twitch. I'm happy to hear your voice today, and I heard. I was almost watching like the whole thing that you were narrating. And thank you, brother. Thank you. Uh, Before I say, when the comrades were singing,
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know, in the video I was actually emotional. Do you know the reason why? Brothers, we will never ever have a chance to complete and even narrate and say this is what he said. The guy was singing. He said a very very brilliant word. I don't know whether he's listening. Is
yeah,
around, huh?
he's listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me. Do you know what he was singing, Denga?
Yeah. Kirichet.
I,
Yeah.
I, are you there?
Yeah.
Anto.
Into
I'm
there? Into
I'm here.
the song that you sing, you sang before, about liberation. Yeah, and I was listening. I was emotional. I shed tears. I was hearing these songs in Dinka. I don't know Dinka, but I was hearing it. Trust me. Uh, there's a few words that I wrote about your songs, but brother, let me tell you, we will never. The second or third generation will never disappoint the South Sudanese. Trust me. Okay, that
Right.
song has a meaning. Okay,
Yeah.
uh, 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 for me to trust me, the songs has a meaning for South Sudanese, the nationalists, those who are nationalists. Eh? انت بتفهم عربي؟
Yeah. Who become Arabic?
انت بتتكلم عربي صح؟
Arabic. Ana basma
اي ال
That Chavo, he composed about 390. How many songs?
395.
now
Wow.
الغنى انت قلت ده، الغنى انت قلت
I guna da guna ta gibela alana gunda asade.
القبيل انت قلت الناس ويليام نيون وناس منو نازل الماتوا ديل.
Okay.
وعمل
I
ليبريشن ده جرانوال
Sudan.
okay.
وجماعة ديل.
Can you put it again?
In war tayri ko kairo lew.
او غنيو بمطمئن. في حاجة أنا سمعته قبل. I want to say it to Peter Lual to hear this. في حاجة
Yeah.
أنت قلت غنيو تاني بمطمئن. غنيو
Yeah.
شوي بتاع liberation ده.
I
the last guna بتاع قبل
gul
ده.
the last guna bitar gibela asade.
أي
Okay. Yeah. Kan jam me kire tiang.
كير ما ياديت في تقول في حاجة.
Ja kire tiang.
Mm.
The meaning bitao.
Mm.
They isim azol.
No, into Gani bus and Battalion, one bus ma denka. I heard the denka, but Gani bus you
Arab
just sing
gani.
it as well. Sing it. I heard. Yeah, I understand denka.
Sudan ka je piny bene liu ka ci jok garang mabiur. Sudan ka je piny bene liu ka ci jok garang mabiur. Na jak ka banyela garak meten. Ka banyela garak metem. Ka banyela garak meten. Banyela garak na men ka ci ben tuala kir. Kira ci tiang dur ka. Rin kwan pat kira ci tiang. Bainda kira chetiang dur kang nim, kira chetiang dur kang nim. Rin kwan pat kira chetiang kira nong ishal bukan nong inyang bukan nong erau. Aguri luan kira chetiang dur kang nim. Rin kwan pat kira chetiang da kira chetiang dur
Chetiang.
kang nim. Kira chetiang dur
Chetiang.
kang nim. Rin kwan pat kira chetiang.
Chetiang.
Yes. Yeah, guna da.
Comrade Peter, you understand Kira Chetiang, yeah?
Kira Chetiang.
Brother, okay. Look, we are trust. Huh? 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 I- huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Huh?
So you can
Yeah,
take over
yeah,
to banana, but it's still there is room.
yeah. Trust me, brother. Let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you the truth. We only need one thing, and one thing that we all need for you, Peter Lual, Comrade Tuj, and the viewers, huh? And Panandit.
Palandit ball.
What we need now, right now, is not us, it's not names where we come from. Is a South Sudan,
Yep.
brother. South Sudan. The way we love South Sudan, you know, there, huh? Even the real South Sudan who are in Juba, they don't love the way that we love it. We are in diaspora, brother. Trust me, there will be a time when this country called South Sudan, huh? Trust me, trust me, trust me from my word now, that this country, huh, will
Yeah.
realize the cause why we actually rebel and we are fighting for revelation, revelation struggles. There will be one time, and then when this time comes, is when Peter, Comrade Switch, Comrade Bonan, will not talk about the Denka or the Mono, We will talk about we South Sudanese, and we will build that country. We will build that country, and trust me, if we have to live for another 20 years, we will see that country that we are fighting. A friend from Eritrea told me one time, and he said, "Thank you, the South Sudanese. You are brilliant, and you are a nationalist, and you have a heart, and you are and the world should recognize you." Gutlo Malu, girl, because there's no any community, the migrant community that come to Australia, huh? And who always remember where they come from, the roots, root Britana. And in Australia, we have everything. Houses, the car, Bukida. Listen, we are South Sudanese. The South Sudanese that will build is the South Sudanese that Kirmaya did, the guy, we are singing,
Yeah.
is the South Sudanese that me and you, Peter, and the other comrade Twitch, is South Sudanese will say, it is no longer Gabilia. It's me, Peter Lual, Twitch, Comrade Switch, and the rest of the comrade. And when we say that, we will build that country, my brother. I'm telling you. We will build it.
Indeed,
Junub
indeed.
Sudan will one day will be on the news. Will be on the news. I'm telling you the truth. Will be on the news.
Yeah.
The Singapore. You couldn't say Singapore or maybe Rwanda. South Sudan will be on the news. I trust and I always dream and for this, and I believe it will happen one day in the Junub Sudan, because the love we have for our country, it is something that nobody can describe it. For another Nagula finance, okay. God bless you, and God will bless you and bless you more. For Commonwealth, keep on, my brother. We are doing the same thing. We are doing the same thing.
We'll talk again,
I'm
David. We'll
happy
talk again.
today that I met you.
I'm saying we'll talk again, David.
I'm very happy that
We
I
have a
met
good
you
time to
today,
chat.
and I'm happy with your the way you are narrating, what is happening, and which I thank you, and thanks goes to 37th anniversary, and goes to this gentleman who is you are watching on screen now, called Fidelwal, and Fidelwal has all the blessing of Genevieve Kulu,
Thanks, David.
because he connect. And by the way, let me tell you before I end, I shall need to give it back to Peter Lual, and people are watching. And Lual, I said, Gibel, trust me. Yesterday I have not slept. The second part of your program, and I
Yeah.
call you, and my members are calling me. I was the same bed.
No,
I
it was
was almost
two.
sleeping.
I think two at your place. Yeah.
I
So
was sleeping because I was very tired. I don't even know what I was saying, by the way. But what I want to say now to you, Peter Luan, as a comrade and a brother, and whoever is watching, let them hear this. What I want to say, brother, there's only a doubt you can leave behind when you are no longer, or you are no more. Not all of us will be like anyone, or maybe like you. You can, huh? You can create an environment where people will talk about Peter Lual. It required only commitment. I appreciate you for this. Trust me, being individual as me, I will support African World Books 100% as individual, and also as someone who have been nominated as a chair. I will support you, and I'm not supporting you because you're an SPLM. No, you don't need to be SPLM. You can be any, but you are someone that can be supported, and you are my support, brother. That's number one. Number two, uh, and I leave it to you now. Legacy. You know the legacy.
yeah.
That's what Kawajat. Kawai fight for legacy. What is the legacy definition? Simple definition. When people will talk about, what Comrade Thuja achieved when he was alive. Treat this what is legacy all about. It's not about in the cars you drive, the happen and everything. No, no. What have you left behind? People will remember you about. Do Junubin understand the legacy? And then you were talking about William Nyon and Jamadil. You know what is the legacy? But Peter Lowell. What is the legacy? But come the switch. Legacy bita Panan, legacy bita Nastani, legacy everybody, including both those you interview, uh, you engage with this afternoon. What is their legacy? The legacy is something that you will do, that your name will be carried on. Okay?
Yeah.
I want you, brother, and Comrade Tuch and the rest. Let's create a legacy for not only for our family, for our country. Brother, to see me, let me tell you the truth. There's no any way tomorrow you will be, uh, the below the dolco media, في Sudan, eh? On
Yeah.
bar madding, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's even taking over the SSBC right now as we speak. If you have something that God has put on you, being a media or whatever, go for it. African world books can make different for Sudan after Dolko media with Mading. I talked to Mading myself. Okay,
Yeah.
brother, this is encouragement for me. I do it. I don't know who is watching me live, but I want to say to you as this is something that I want to say. Now to Tuj, we are doing the same thing, brother. What we want to do is only to make sure that we support the party that liberating us to be her country. Okay? I talk to you maybe once, but make sure it's not all about leadership, it's all about us making sure that who is SPLM. And then what the video when people like Atem Yak Atem was talking about the liberation struggle. And by then you were Yejammer, Intema Peter Lwal. All of us, me and you and Peter Lwal, we were Yejammer. And our time is coming, brother. Our time is coming. Division of the tribalism, Galden Werau Deshino, they will go on. And our time will come when we raise that flags. And we will actually one time, at a time choose one leader to lead, being Peter Lwal or being Youth or being anyone. And we will sing the songs that country was liberated because we cemented the blood with the what we are accommodating today that people are doing. You need me and I need you, brother. No Hajj local is from where forget it. We are a South Sudanese and we will have to carry the legacy. That's what I want to encourage as me. And I promise Gibel Peter that I will come to live program to say this. Okay?
Yeah.
Let carry the legacy and let be different from our uncles, Gadin Gadamtan, the people who are from of us. And brother, trust me, someone like Peter and yourself, me, Nyon Madut, and the rest, there's no any reason that we will not sit one day the Council of Ministers that is always going on on Friday. There's no any way that we will not. No, we will. We will. Well, one day. One day we will sit and we will run that country. That country will run it.
Yes.
Okay? After our
Yeah.
assumption. But we need to unite our spirit of love and impress ourselves for us to reach where our uncles, those before us. So, lastly, Comrade Peter Luan, I thank you, brother. I thank you so much. And I said it earlier in the SPLM program. Keep on. You are my support, 100%. I want to say, Comrade Thuy, please, let's work together. We have a vision. And thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you
Thanks
so
a lot,
much.
David.
Our program is almost to be closed. Our chairperson, Western Australia, will close the program.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
we acknowledge the effort put in by David Hines. Since yesterday, he had been kind of awake. And due
Absolutely.
to sad news back home in the country,
Yeah,
also his
yeah,
morning is
yeah,
not in
yeah,
a mood.
yeah.
We were about to put it up, but we told ourselves that it is not a celebration, but a
Yeah, yeah,
commemorations
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
those who have died.
The
But
day of
for
reflection.
Tuch Peter, huh?
Uh,
We lost prominent generals. Tuch is aware of, and yourself is aware. We will publish that, and through you, we'll
yeah,
do it. At the moment, as we are now talking, I was calling off the call from Ural community, and the leg said because of loss of Comrade General Mariel Noor, and all of you are aware. And then we have also another 4 generals who died at the same time. We don't know the deaths of the cause. I talked to National Secretariat, Comrade Bulmakweng, and the rest. They will update what is the cause. Apart from the General Ariel, we have General Tang, is a general, a general of SPLA. We have General Lia Dio. I mentioned that before. We have General Mading Gadwell, and we have Ambassador was mentioned in your program. You know when
Yeah, it's Molana here.
Molana,
Yeah,
and also about but you talk about 8 people
yeah,
who have actually passed on.
Professor Agria Yunt and also
They pass on 8 people,
Alima.
almost 8
Yeah,
people or 9. Yeah, they pass on. We our condolences to the
take it
families.
easy, David
Yeah.
Tench. Just be very strong. I know that you are affected, and we
Okay.
are all affected. Thanks for the privilege of having host the program. We
Mm.
are obligated, and any member in the community is there to support any leadership in place. So we don't deserve any acknowledgement as people, but our leadership, especially the people who are doing things on a voluntary basis, like Peter Tuch and yourself and your team, deserve support from the community. So I don't really deserve an acknowledgement, but I thank you so much as well. What we do, whenever people mourn for a life being lost, what I mourn quite often is the life loss and also a knowledge that just disappear with our veterans who
That's
fought
true.
the war. And that's why we are very consistent in encouraging the community to document stories from these people, aging generation, those who fought the war. And for the benefit of young people who will come later on who might have not know what people went through in the past. That has been the objective of Africa World Book Publication Company. We are not making any money, but we thanks the community and the authors who have invested their time and resources in making all these beautiful books available. So for leaders like you people, you are the future leaders, and you need information to at least to get to know who Peter is, like myself, from
Mm.
which am
Mm.
I from?
Mm.
you know,
That's
it
true.
will be through books. So anyway,
That's true.
we're
Uh,
honored that Peter Mapiori has joined because it
uh,
was you invite him and
uh,
he keep
uh,
he kept his
yeah,
promise
yeah,
that he will
yeah.
join it.
Kalas.
For those who have not,
Before I go, Peter,
yeah, yeah,
Peter Lwal,
yeah,
uh, we are inviting a delegation from Juba, okay, and I will talk to you, Tuj, Comrade Tuj, about this. That there will be delegation that yourself, the rest of the comrade that I've not talked to previous program also will be there. The Adelaide representative, we have Comrade Alfred Few. We have those of Moses in Sydney, and those of Malwal, and we have yourself and the rest. So these people, if the COVID-19 finish, they will come. We raise the tickets of almost 4 people. The money is there now in the account. Like we can cut it for the tickets. Now what they said, uh, they will come, but they will not travel to Sydney and all the state. And then they only choose to go to Northern Territory, Alice Springs. In Alice Springs, we have the members of SPLM that we have. We have 50 members of SPLM supporters, and all the state chairperson will accompany the delegation to Alice Springs. I'm saying this probably maybe COVID-19 will go like the Peter said. Huh? That they will go, it will go, and then life will go to normal, and these people will come one day, and we will have time. So these are a lot of briefing. But what I want to say, Peter, and this is a conclusion, and you take the program, and Tuj is hearing. I like how the way the Tuj was narrating the history, and I respect you for this. And
Thank you, comrade.
when it come to the time, uh, inter mazos again. You are not a small person, Peter Lwal. You are a big person.
أنا قاعد
From the time, yeah,
أنا زول
you
أنا
will
زول
grow. You'll grow, brother. You'll
come
grow.
from my bush in the village.
You'll grow, like you'll grow. So from me, I finish. If you will allow Tui Command to say anything about me or the chapter, is up to you. Like you will grow. You will grow, like
Thank you.
you will
Yeah,
grow big.
Tuj is
Are there
close
questions?
person of my state. Otherwise, I will be in
Are
trouble. You know,
are there
professor.
any questions?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the state chairperson will close the program. Otherwise, I will be in trouble.
The Mano
Is there any
from the
question,
tweet you
right there?
close. I okay.
There is no question now.
There's no questions. Okay. All right, then I appreciate this time again, to open this dialogue of reflection and sharing ideas, see where we came from, where are we now, and where we're going to. Comrade Teng, I know you try a lot to contact me on the phone, but sometimes the time difference between Victoria and Western Australia is always the problem. You call me when I'm still at work, and when I'm finishing work and I try to call you, it's late midnight. But I hope a right time will come. We will discuss all the issues that you highlighted. Any plan for the future? We are here, and we are here in Australia. If there's any plan of us working together with those on the ground in South Sudan, of course we will support our brothers over there. There's no delegation either going or coming, of course we will support each other. So thank you so much for joining at this time as well. Lual Rajdeng, thanks for hosting this important day. I guess a lot of speakers have shared valuable information, the history of South Sudan, and it is refreshing and it's very educative, to really think back, see where we came from. It also it clarifies our mind, to look at ourselves, think deeply, of what we have achieved together, what we can achieve together, and that unified achievement is always greater than a single-handed achievement.
That's true.
So those are the messages of today. Since morning, you have sacrificed your time, and you are a wonderful patriot of South Sudan, and keep doing that, my friend. And thanks for all the viewers who joined, and people are saying hi, people are writing. Thank you so much, comrades. I saw Lembagot is a member of Victoria with UW and all the rest, Peter Ward, Tim, Jack Biar, and all the other members that I'm not seeing. And I believe a lot of other
That's true.
people watch.
That's true.
We watch videos.
Thank you,
Good,
brother.
thank you so much.
Peter
Yeah,
Lwal, the website where we
yeah,
can access the books is www dot.
yeah. I will inbox that one to you.
No, I want to say it. There's people who are watching us now.
Okay, it's africawellbook.com, .co.
AfricaWellbook.com,
Yeah, .com or .co. Yeah,
.com or .co, eh?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Comrade Thuy, and
Thanks a
thank you,
lot, David.
everybody. Please, the viewers, from me as chair of the SPLM, Australia, and with me is Comrade Twitch, the chairperson of the SPLM chapter in Western Australia. Please, if you want to get all the information, please subscribe. All these programs will be on YouTube. Subscribe, and also if you want a book or you want to reach Comrade, Lual, go to www.com dot africabooks dot
Yeah, africawellbook.com or
that africawellbook.com dot
yeah.
please. And if you go to Wellbook, you go to YouTube to subscribe or to see what is going on. Subscribe the video and like the video, and then you will know. African Wellbook is one hosting this program for the
Thank
viewers, all the
yeah, and
Victorians and everybody.
we cannot forget that the effort your leadership put in, David Hen, and all the chapter, because without your effort, it would have not been possible. So thanks so much once again, and I think we'll finish there.
All right, thanks a lot.
We'll go for Weeda. Weeda.
All right, thanks a lot, comrades.
Okay. Well,
That's okay.
bye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay. I will listen to your songs.
Yeah.
Bye, Tui.
Okay, bye. Yeah.
Did you talk in Nepal? Alma, you finished the show, Kalasma?
Yeah.
You're running out, eh? The Amazon, you send the books, yeah? If you have a time, Lano is weekend, I can add these people. You can add even to reflect. Are you hearing me? Yeah. Yes. Adna, you still have time?
Eh?
You still have time?
All right, we are
You
done.
still have a time, Yani?
We are done now. Thanks, Mr. Chairperson. That was the end of the show, and see you
Okay.
soon.